Hello, welcome to Breakfast Club Volume 2. We will be going from Breakfast Club 101 to Breakfast Club 200. Thank you all for supporting another 100 Breakfast Clubs. And I hope you will like Volume 3 and everything we have in store for the future. So, without further ado, let's begin the reading. Breakfast Club 101, posted on November 24th, 2025. We have 6 pieces of bread with omelette and tomatoes on top on a white plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 102, posted on November 25th, 2025. We have 2 toasted pieces of bread, well, 2 toasted sandwiches with Nutella spread inside, on a colorful plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 103, posted on November 27th, 2025. We have a börek with spinach on a white plate next to a carton of yogurt. Breakfast Club 104, posted on November 28th, 2025. We have fried eggs on a white plate on a white tray next to 2 pieces of bread next to a cup of tea. November 29th, 2025. Breakfast Club 105. We have 3 pieces of savory pancakes on a colorful plate next to a cup of tea. November 30th, 2025. We have 2 pieces of Proja with spinach on a white plate next to Greek yogurt. This was Breakfast Club 106. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. December 1st, 2025. Breakfast Club 107. We have cut up pieces of a pie, a savory pie, on a white plate next to a carton of yogurt. December 3rd, 2025. Breakfast Club 108. We have 2 pieces of pastries on a colorful plate next to a cup of tea. December 4th, 2025. We have a bunch of sausages, well, more so hot dogs, next to toasted pieces of bread on a white plate, next to some juice and a cup of tea. December 6th, 2025. Breakfast Club 110. We have 2 fried sausages next to fried eggs on a white plate on a white tray with some toasted bread next to a cup of tea. December 7th, 2025. Breakfast Club 111. We have 2 toasted sandwiches on a white plate next to a cup of yogurt and a cup of tea. December 8th. The Breakfast Club 112. We have noodles and macaroni in a black pot next to a cup of tea. It's not a pot. I'm not sure what I would call this. I'll feature a comment which has more detailed explanations on things I didn't get right here. December 9th, 2025. Breakfast Club 113. We have fried eggs and 1 cherry tomato on a pan next to a cup of tea. December 10th, 2025. Breakfast Club 114. We have börek and on a white plate next to a cup of yogurt and a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 115. We have some meat in a black pot on a white tray with some bread and cherry tomatoes next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 116, posted on December 14th, 2025. We have fried eggs, some scrambled fried eggs, I guess, on a white plate, on a white tray, with some pieces of toasted bread and a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 117, posted on December 15th, 2025. We have some bread next to a white plate with some pork on it next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 118, December 6th, 2020. December 16th, 2025. My bad. We have 2 pieces of savory pie on a white plate next to a cup of yogurt next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 119, December 17th, 2025. 2 savory pastries on a white plate next to a cup of tea and a cup of hot chocolate. Breakfast Club 120, 2 burgers with pork, bacon, 2 burgers with bacon on a white plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 121, December 19th, 2025. Cup noodles and a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 122. Toast on a colorful plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 123, December 21st, 2025. We have some fried bread with some fried eggs on a white plate, on a white tray with some sour cream and a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 124. We have pasta next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 125, December 23rd, 2025. This appears to be an omelette, scrambled eggs, more so scrambled eggs, yeah, bacon, I really couldn't tell you. Breakfast Club 126, December 24th, 2025. Cup noodles, cup of coffee, and a cup of tea. December 26th, 2025. Breakfast Club 127. Toasted sandwich on a colorful plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 128, December 27th, 2025. Cut up pieces of savory pie on a wooden board next to a cup of tea. December 28th, 2025. Breakfast Club 129. Pasta, cheese, and a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 130. December 29th, 2025. 2 quarters of a börek on a white plate next to a cup of yogurt and a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 131. We have 4 toast on a white plate next to a cup of tea and a carton of yogurt. December 31st, 2025. Breakfast Club 131. 4 toasted sandwiches for toast on a white plate next to a cup of tea and a carton of yogurt. Breakfast Club 131, January 2nd, 2026. 2 toasted sandwiches next to a cup of tea next to a carton of yogurt. January 3rd, 2026. Breakfast Club 133. Quarter of börek on a white plate. Actually, it's 2 quarters of börek on a white plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 134. January 4th, 2026. 3 savory pancakes on a white plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 135. January 5th, 2026. Fried eggs on a white plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 136. 2 slices of pizza on a white plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 137. January 7th, 2026. A fish on a white plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 138. January 8th, 2026. Pasta in a black dish next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 139. January 9th, 2026. 2 savory pastries on a colorful plate next to a cup of tea. January 10th, 2026. Breakfast Club 140. 5 scrambled eggs. Well, 5 fried eggs on a white plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 141. January 11th, 2026. A quarter of a börek on a white plate next to a cup of coffee, a cup of yogurt, and a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 142. January 12th, 2026. Soup. January 13th, 2026. Breakfast Club 143. Soup next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 144. January 14th. Meat on a white plate next to some pieces of bread on a white tray. January 15th, 2026. Breakfast Club 145. Fried bread, egg fried bread next to some scrambled eggs on a white plate on a white tray with some sour cream and a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 146. Pasta with cheese in a black dish next to a cup of tea. January 16th, 2026. January 17th, 2026. Breakfast Club 147. We have pie, savory pie, on a colorful plate next to a cup of tea. January 18th, 2026. Breakfast Club 148. Rice with some cheese. January 19th. Breakfast Club 149. Lasagna on a white plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 150. January 20th. 3 savory crepes on a white plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 151. January 23rd. Scrambled eggs, fried eggs with fried bacon on a white plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 152, January 24th. Popara with cheese on a colorful floral plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 153, January 25th. Two savory pastries on a white plate next to a cup of yogurt. Breakfast Club 154, January 31st. Two savory crepes next to a cup of coffee and a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 155, February 2nd, 2026. Scrambled eggs, cheese, and a cup of tea. February 3rd, 2026. Breakfast Club 156. A cup of tea next to a dish of noodles and fried eggs. Breakfast Club 157, February 4th. Two savory pastries and a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 158th, February 5th. Savory pastry next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 159, February 6th, 2026. Fried eggs on a white plate next to a colorful plate with fruits on it, specifically banana, apple, and an orange, next to a cup of tea and instant cup noodles. February 7th, Breakfast Club 160. Two toast on a white plate next to a cup of yogurt and a cup of tea. February 8th, Breakfast Club 161. 2/4 of a börek on a white plate next to a cup of tea and two mandarins on a blue plate. February 9th, 2026. Breakfast Club 162. Meat on a colorful plate next to some beetroots on a white tray with 3 pieces of bread next to two mandarins on a blue plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 163, February 10th. A portion of fries next to chicken wings on a white plate and 3 packets of tzatziki sauce. Breakfast Club 164. Sarme on a white plate on a white tray with 3 pieces of bread next to sour cream and a cup of tea and a Monster can. Breakfast Club 165, February 12th. We have sarme again. Sarme on a colorful plate on a white tray with 2 pieces of bread, salad with tomatoes, cheese, and cucumber next to a cup of tea. February 13th, Breakfast Club 166. 2 chicken breasts, fried chicken breasts on a white plate with bread on a white tray with salad. Breakfast Club 167, February 14th. We have chicken breast with fried potatoes on a plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 168, February 15th. We have 4 pieces of savory pie on a white plate next to a cup of tea and a packaging of rum chocolate. February 16th, Breakfast Club 169. We have savory pie on a white plate on a white tray with sour cream and a cup of tea. February 17th, Breakfast Club 170. Bread with meat toasted on top, on a white plate, on a white tray, next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 171, February 18th. Lasagna. February 19th, Breakfast Club 172. 2 rolls of sushi, next to fries, on a colorful plate, next to a cup of tea. February 20th, Breakfast Club 173. 3 savory pastries on a white plate, next to a cup of tea. February 21st, Breakfast Club 174. Fried eggs on a pan, next to a cup of tea. February 22nd, Breakfast Club 175. Fried bread next to fried eggs on a white plate, on a tray next to sour cream and a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 176. 2 savory pastries next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 177. February 24th. 4 pieces of bread with fried eggs on top, next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 178, February 25th. Cup of tea next to 5 pastries. February 27th, Breakfast Club 179. We have savory pie on a white plate. February 28th, Breakfast Club 180. Savory pie on a white plate next to a cup of yogurt and a cup of tea. March 1st, Breakfast Club 181. Proja on a white plate next to a cup of tea and a cup of yogurt. Breakfast Club 182. March 2nd, we have meat, potatoes, cucumber on a yellow plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 183. March 3rd, we have chicken breast in a bun with fries next to a cup of tea. March 7th, Breakfast Club 184. Cup of tea next to 2 toast on a white plate. March 8th, Breakfast Club 185. Some hot dogs on a white plate next to bread, mayonnaise on a white tray next to a cup of tea. March 9th, Breakfast Club 186. Savory pastry on a white plate next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 187, March 10th. Piaskavica on a white plate next to a salad with tomatoes and cucumber next to a cup of what's presumably tea. March 11th, Breakfast Club 188. Cereal in a orange plastic container next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 189, March 12th. The real Breakfast Club 189, it's a taco in a plastic container next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 190, March 13th. Savory pastries next to a cup of tea. March 14th, Breakfast Club 191. 3 pieces of bread with eggs, scrambled eggs, and tomatoes on top, next to a cup of tea. March 15th, Breakfast Club 192. Quarter of a börek on a white plate next to a cup of tea and a cup of yogurt. March 18th, Breakfast Club 193. Macaroni with cheese next to a cup of tea. March 19th, Breakfast Club 194. 2 toast on a white plate. March 20th, Breakfast Club 195. 2 savory pastries on a white plate next to a cup of tea and a cup of yogurt. March 21st, Breakfast Club 196. 2 slices of pizza next to 2 cups of tea. March 22nd, Breakfast Club 197. We have an omelette and some cheese next to a cup of tea and a packet of honey. Breakfast Club 198, March 23rd. 3 pieces of bologna, 3 slices of bologna, cheese, mayonnaise, eggs, 3 boiled eggs, jam spread on a piece of bread, milk, and a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 199, March 24th. 2 hot dogs next to cheese, next to bread, 3 boiled eggs, cup of milk with oats inside, next to a cup of tea. Breakfast Club 200, March 25th. Omelette with cheese next to a cup of milk with cocoa powder inside, next to a cup of tea with lemon and some bread. That's all for Volume 2. Thank you all so much for listening. And I hope we have a nice 100 more breakfasts for Volume 3. Thank you all, and take care. Goodbye.